Hello and welcome to the December episode of Orion Update. I'm your host, Alana Hart. For many people, the holiday season is the perfect time to give back to the community and help those in need. On today's episode, Orion Township Supervisor Chris Barnett will visit 3 local nonprofit organizations serving Orion area residents. Our first segment features Blessings in a Backpack Lake Orion. Their mission is to make sure at-risk students have nutritious meals over the weekend. Take it away, Chris.
Thanks, Alana. I am here at the Cirque building, which is the former high school. We're actually in the men's locker room, the former men's locker room, but today it's something totally different, and I'm here with the Blessings in a Backpack team. It's an amazing thing that's happening here. I'm going to invite Birgit McQuiston. Birgit, you were on the board of Blessings in the Backpack, correct?
Correct.
And how long have you been involved in Blessings?
Since its inception, since we started thinking about this back in 2011.
So, wow, 7 years ago. I remember that. I can't believe it's already been 7 years. So tell me a little bit about what's the history, first of all, and what do you guys do?
So the history is the principals of both Pantry Elementary and Blanche Sims, Diane Danaskis and Jennifer Goethals, both principals of Title I buildings, saw a great need of their students, the ones who were at risk on the weekends and probably coming in kind of hungry and not performing as well at school. So they discovered this program nationally and wanted to bring it to Lake Orion, and they invited me in on that process, and we started that out gaining interest and awareness, which was huge. A lot of people realize there's hunger in areas, but they didn't think it was right here in Lake Orion. So we had to make the community aware of the need and get a response. And Blessings in a Backpack nationally does not allow a group to start the program unless they can sustain it. So we were required to get 3 years worth of funding before we could even launch the program.
Wow.
And once the community heard about the need, they responded. And we were able to start then, like 2012 and 13 is when we started. We started small, and then we expanded. We covered all the elementaries, and the national level covers it for elementary, and we are unique in the country in that we decided we wanted it to follow the kids. Just because they were getting older didn't mean they weren't still hungry or were at risk for hunger. So we found a way to cross that into the middle school area, and at the high school being a more difficult logistic issue, we found a way to do it as a food pantry and working directly with counselors and the special ed department to know who, as they know the students really well, and who really was at risk and needed it. And so we do it on a level like that for them.
That's amazing. I have so many questions. So the first and most important question is, so you mean to tell me there are kids in Orion Township and in Lake Orion Community School District that don't have enough food to eat on the weekends, is that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
So I think that's one of the most kind of eye-opening things, first of all, to wrap your head around, is that and then what kind of changes do you guys see through this program, through the kids now that they have food on the weekends?
Well, I believe the kids come prepared to learn. There are studies that show that the kids who receive this program do better academically and socially and emotionally. When you're hungry, I know when I'm hungry, I don't do well. And a small child who goes to school and is expected to think and learn and behave, well, that's just a lot to ask, I think. And so this program fulfills a critical need. That's
amazing. So how many people do you have on the payroll at Blessings in a Backpack in Lake Orion?
0.
So this is all volunteer, all of it. And Birgit is one of our amazing community volunteers anyway. You're also serve on the school board.
Yes, that's correct.
So if you're people that are watching this episode, what would you want them to know if they're just hearing about this for the first time?
If you're hearing about Blessings in the Backpack for the first time, I'm thrilled that you now are aware of the program, and I would encourage you to become more aware and involved if that is something you're interested in. We have a Facebook page that you can join, and there we will post a sign-up genius as we need help for, as you see in the background here, we're actively doing a pack. We're packing for a month's worth. These packs get delivered in bins to each building for the students who are receiving this the weekend packs. And we need people and volunteers to make that happen. And so that we know what to expect, we put out a sign-up genius. And I try to publish it also on the Involved Citizens page and on the chat room. And normally we get a full supply of people ready and eager to help, and it's a lot of fun. I always tell people that when they volunteer, I guarantee they'll get more they'll receive more in blessings than they give.
That's amazing. So if you're interested in helping fund this initiative, you always take checks. You can find your information on the Facebook page. But I do know you have an annual event coming up in January, which is a lot of fun. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Yes, our annual fundraiser is a trivia night, and it's always pretty well attended. In fact, we sell out. So if you're interested at all, you have a team, and you're at all a little bit competitive, I would love to see you there. Tickets will go on sale in December. The event is in January. I believe it's the 26th. It's always been held at the Knights of Columbus, and I would love to see you all. Chris is always really good about attending. In fact, I think you MC it.
It's a great event. Yeah, Dina Senefani, our local news celebrity, MCs it. I get to help her. So, thank you so much for what you do. Let's take a look and talk to some of these volunteers and see what they're doing here today.
Thanks for being here, Chris.
Thank you. All right. So I am with
Scott Ackerman, Blessings in a Backpack Board.
He's on the board, but he's also a local business. Tell us what's your day job?
Yeah, I have a state farm agency in Lake Orion.
So tell me what are you guys what are you doing here? Why do you do this?
Sure. Why we do this? Honestly, about 5 or 6 years ago, we recognized the need from what it started in Kentucky. I don't know how much you guys know about it, but Kentucky teachers were starting to notice that on Mondays the kids were having a hard time. Yeah, they're laying their head on their desk, or they just weren't doing good grade-wise. And so they finally figured out, hey, these kids are not eating on the weekend. So of course, everybody wants to feed kids and do whatever they can to jump in and feed these guys and gals. So from there, it just took off and it spread across the nation.
And so you personally been involved pretty much since the beginning?
Yeah, ever since the beginning. I don't know if it's been, 6 years.
2011. I heard that earlier.
2011, great. You know what's crazy about that though? In 2011, we only had 45 backpacks, and that was through the entire community. So it has grown.
So this happens, what we see going on right now happens how often?
Once a month we do it, and we pack for 4 weeks.
And how many backpacks will you pack today?
Just over 300 today. That's how much it's grown.
Amazing. So we always need more people to help? Mm-hmm. How can people help?
Actually, you know what? You could go to Blessings in a Backpack Lake Orion, and we always try to have a sign up so that people can volunteer and jump in and do this. As you can see, it's unbelievable. People want to serve in this community like a champion, and when it comes to feeding kids, it's a beautiful thing. So, Blessings in a Backpack Lake Orion, and that's where you can sign up to help pack.
Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just FYI, you guys probably know this, but we do this.
Some more. I'm here with some more. I'll call them heroes. Tell me your names.
Patricia. Jeanette.
Sue. Christy.
Christine.
All right. So why did you guys get involved? Why are you doing this? Did you guys live in the community? How did you find out about this?
Live in the community, and the middle elementary schools told us about it.
Okay. Very cool. So what is this? Is this fun? Do you know each other outside of this, or?
I've never met anybody here. First time here. Just came to help out.
Very cool. Who's been doing this the longest of you? First time, another first timer? How'd you find out about it?
It's actually through my girlfriend Sharon at the end. She has, I don't know how often she's done it, but she asked, would I be interested? And I said, sure. It helps the community.
Very cool. All right, thank you guys. As you can see, there are amazing things happening here, and they happen here once a month. They do need your help, so if you want to follow along their Facebook page, volunteer, come here for a pack day. It's really a great camaraderie, a great organization led by volunteers that live in our community doing great things. So thank you. I'm going to throw it back to Alana, and we'll see you in a few minutes at the next amazing nonprofit.
Blessings in a Backpack is always looking for help from the community and has many ways you can contribute, whether it be volunteering your time to pack bags or donating resources or money. Visit blessingsinAbackpacklakeorion.org for more information on how you can help. Next, we're going to visit Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry at their new building. The Fish Food Pantry has been serving Oakland County for many years and providing families in need with groceries. Here's Chris Barnett with more on that.
Okay, hey, thanks, Alana. I am just up the street into Oxford at Oxford Orion Fish, their brand new building. We'll hear about that in a minute. But first of all, for those of us that are not familiar, what do you guys do here?
Okay, we are a food pantry serving Oxford and Orion Townships and villages, Addison Township and Leonard. We are a food pantry that gives out food to individuals in our boundaries that have a lower economic threshold. We give it out on poundage. It's a client choice pantry. So everything is, they come in and make their shopping selection once a month, and everything is weighed, and then they go and make another appointment for the next month.
Great, and this is, by the way, Randy and Sue, who are volunteers here. Sue, tell me about how do you find your clients?
By word of mouth, mostly by word of mouth through churches that recommend us or tell the clients about us. They have to call, they make an appointment. We do what we call a client review, which they have to bring in specific paperwork showing basically their income. And then they're allowed to come in monthly. So they have to call every single month. They just can't walk in the building. They have to come in, call, make an appointment, and they have to bring some proof of ID that they are who they say they are, and then they can shop. And again, like Randy said, it's all based on poundage per the number of people in a family.
So we are in one of the coolest little markets I think you'll find in Oxford or Orion. And so this place hasn't always been this, right? So what was here before, do you know?
This was previously a sign shop, and before that it was a snowmobile repair facility. We came into this facility before it was renovated, and there was a half inch of grease and motor oil on the concrete floors. The floors were uneven. Dan Davis and his team transformed this to a beautiful facility.
So that's kind of a cool piece of this story. Dan Davis is an Orion business owner. He owns Royal Roofing on Brown Road, and he is a philanthropist and a great man, right? I mean, so he has a heart for our community and the people that are in need, and took this rough building and turned it into what we're standing in now, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Tell me, what are you seeing or hearing from the clients? Because I was in your other building, which had its challenges, right? Sue, you're laughing.
Oh, yeah. They love it. I mean, they can't say enough nice things. As volunteers, it's pleasant to be here. The office used to be in a basement, which was dingy and cold and damp, and I mean, it's nice here now, and the clients really appreciate it. We have the space, we have so much more food. I mean, we just can't thank Dan enough for what he's done for us and for our community.
And I might add that we're more centrally located. We're closer to Orion's boundaries, and we're not so far out on the north region of Oakland Township, so it's more convenient to get to. And we hope to gather more people in need and give out more food at this new location.
Yeah, so we are right on Lapeer Road, just south of Drainer, and we're on the west side of the road. It's very easy to see and get to.
1060 South Lapeer Road.
Thank you. That was a good prompt. We worked well together here. And I bet you that helps as well, because this probably isn't the most fun time of the month for people when you're interacting with them. Obviously, they're grateful for the support and help they're getting by way of food. But I can't imagine that this is really exciting for some of these people to have to actually drive here because they can't afford to purchase their own food.
We recognize the need of the community, and one of the beautiful programs this organization does is called the Angelfish. So we have individuals that actually donate to this program that we manage, and it's a gift-giving program for our clients' children. And so we go through a huge effort. There's a team, Lynn Kinnis and Michelle Baum, go through an effort of collecting money and purchasing all these gifts for our clients' children's, and then they host this at St. Joe's Catholic Church. They give out these gifts at a certain date, and the children have a little bit brighter Christmas as well as just a nice shopping experience here.
True. I mean, the kids are just thrilled. I mean, as are the clients. It's too bad we can't take more, but we only are limited to what we have. So they're very, very grateful. We have a Thanksgiving dinner program that they get a Thanksgiving dinner. We have an Easter dinner where they get, an Easter dinner, and they always get a certificate to purchase the meat that they want, ham or turkey, whatever they wish. So we do a lot. And they're grateful.
That's remarkable. I can imagine they almost become an extension of your families. So the Angelfish program, that sounds remarkable. So people want to get involved specifically in that. How do they do that?
Well, the Angelfish program is managed by several of our directors and on our board members, and it involves clients who have children. They come in and identify their needs, their children's ages, their sizes, their colors. what clothing they like, what they might want, and then this task force from Fish goes out and purchases all these gifts for these clients' children. You have to be a client and you have to have children to get the Angelfish program.
Awesome. So, okay. Obviously, the food doesn't just appear here magically. It's a lot of work that goes into it. I've seen behind the scenes at the other location. Tell me about how, do you do food drives?
Yes, we've got associated with several food drives. Chronologically, in the beginning of the year, On TV is a big supporter for us. We go through,
On TV.
I'm thinking 10,000 pounds of food a year and some monetary donations. We have the Postal Drive in May. That gives us 15,000 pounds of food. We have the Thanksgiving Day program food from all the schools. All the kids come in with their donated foods, and it comes to our pantry. So we're collecting 10,000 pounds of food there. Also, some church groups. Christ the Redeemer comes up with our St. Nicholas Project. Just last Saturday, we collected over 100 crates of soaps and laundry detergents and items for, the beauty items for the clients, toothpaste, toothbrushes, those type of things for our clients that are kind of expensive to buy. So those are the type of fundraising activities, not fundraising, but collection activities that we get involved with.
So I'm looking here, kind of beyond us here, and I see these shelves provided by the Oxford Rotary Club and New Hope Church. So you can kind of adopt a shelf, is that right?
Yes, that's exactly what that is. They adopt a shelf. They can either keep a supply themselves or give us the money, and we will do the shopping. And we put a label or we put a sign on saying who it's donated by.
What a great way for your neighborhood association or your church group to sort of be involved here. That's very cool. So listen, thanks so much for your time and all you guys do to serve the needy in our community. It means really the most meaningful work probably is happening right within these four walls. Let's go upstairs for a minute into the office and talk with another great volunteer on some of the more specifics. So we stepped away from the pantry and we're up in the office, kind of the brains of the operation here, and I'm with Maureen. Hi, Maureen. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
So tell me a little bit about how did you get involved working with fish?
I just saw an ad in the Oxford Leader asking for help. I had some free time, and it's something I've wanted to do. Just like everyone here, we'd like to help people.
That's amazing. And you make the big bucks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, as we know, everyone is an unpaid volunteer, so thank you for giving your time to this great cause. So you have some special clients, I hear, that are in Orion?
Yes, at Heritage Place, seniors that live right there in Lake Orion. And they come every Wednesday morning. We open up specially for them from 10 till noon-ish, and they can come shopping.
That's very cool. So, so these seniors that I'm assuming you probably know most of them now, right?
Some of them,
Yeah.
usually just on the phone. I personally don't, because I work Mondays.
Okay. And so Mondays is the day kind of you get going, you schedule all the appointments, people come by appointment.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about how much food comes and goes through here in a year?
About 180,000 pounds per year. Every year.
That's remarkable. So is it all donated? Some of it's purchased by the financial donations, or?
Yes, there are some purchased. Most all of it is donated. We get a lot of our food through Meyer's Simply Give program. That has been maybe one of the biggest helps.
That's awesome. So what would you say to someone that's watching? Like, would you encourage, do you enjoy what you do here?
I do. It's low stress. Volunteer, obviously, low stress, but it's also helping, and I work with some of the best people in our town.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah, thanks.
So as you can see, there are some amazing people and amazing things being done right here at Oxford Orion Fish. This is a great place for you to get involved. I know every high school student in the district needs volunteer hours. What a great place for them to come serve and help load the pantry. So please support this fine organization. Back to you, Alana.
The Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry relies on donations from the community as well as volunteers to keep the pantry running. If you are interested in volunteering some of your time or would like more information on food drop-off locations, visit oxfordorionfish.org. Also, be sure to mark your calendars. ONTV's 9th annual 5 or 5 food drive is quickly approaching and is another great opportunity to help the Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry. On Saturday, February 9th, ONTV will be airing the telethon live on the air from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Residents are encouraged to stop by the ONTV studio to donate either 5 cans of food or $5 to enter our raffle. There will also be live performances throughout the day. For more information on the food drive, visit orionontv.org. In our final segment today, we'll head over to Lake Orion United Methodist Church to learn more about their Blessings in a Brown Bag program, which provides students in need with lunches during the summer. Let's send it over to Chris for more.
Okay, thanks, Alana. The good news is I'm back in Lake Orion. What a great thing they're doing up there at Fish. And there's even more exciting things happening, feeding the people that are hungry in our community right here in this building behind me, Lake Orion United Methodist Church. So come on inside and let's talk to Dawn Ames and find out what they're doing here at Lake Orion United Methodist. We are inside Lake Orion United Methodist Church in the Family Ministries office. I'm here with Dawn Ames. Good afternoon, Dawn.
Good afternoon, Chris.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
So this is a remarkable place. You guys do so much and give so much back to our community. It seems like all the time we're hearing about these new programs. You guys have the special needs prom. You have the free meals on Monday nights, right? But today I really want to talk a little bit about Blessings in a Brown Bag. Tell me a little bit about this.
Blessings in a Brown Bag was started last summer. It bridges the gap between the lunch program at school, the free and reduced lunch, and the Blessings in a Backpack program, and it serves free lunches during the summer to kids that qualify.
So cool. So how did you decide to do this?
Well, when doing some research, I discovered that we have almost 1,700 kids in our school district that are on free or reduced lunch. And so in looking at that, I was trying to figure out what type of programs that were available for those children. And Lake Orion, unfortunately, does not qualify for the Michigan Meet Up and Eat Up program, which some other districts qualify for. So you have to have at least 50% of your school population on free and reduced lunch. There's a couple of our schools that are on the higher end. We have some schools that are at like 32%, 29%. So we obviously did not qualify for the government program. So, but my belief is that one kid that's hungry is too many kids that are hungry. So we started looking around at what we could potentially do in our community.
So cool. So then this is what you created.
Yes.
This is the bag. So this goes out in the summer now. I'm assuming you have a team of volunteers that assist with this?
Yes, and what's unique about our program is that the Eat Up and Meet Up program is actually at a facility that the kids have to travel to in order to get their lunches. And we felt that transportation is often a barrier for the kids to receive or to get the lunches. So we decided that we are going to pack the lunches and deliver them like similar to the Meals on Wheels program. So, the people would fill out their registration, and that we'd put them on a route, and we would deliver the lunches Monday through Friday.
It takes a lot of people, I'm assuming, and resources to make 2,700 lunches. Right. How do you fund the project?
Okay, so we basically the program was funded by our church, the church members. I also had several churches in the area that contributed to our program as well. We had private donations from the community, and I mean basically that's how. And several of the businesses in our area also contributed.
That's so cool. I mean, it's hard to even wrap your mind around 2,700 brown lunches. So what type of food do you prepare? What type of food do you deliver typically?
Well, one of my main requirements was that I did not want to serve something that my kids wouldn't eat and that was not a nutritious, fully rounded meal. So we basically followed a lot of the guidelines that the school does, so that we had to have a protein, a grain, a vegetable, a dairy, and a fruit. And we varied the meals every week. We had probably, I would say, about 15 or 16 different types of meals that we prepared on a rotating basis. So, there was a variety. each day.
That's amazing. So the big question I have is, this whole episode is about amazing organizations in our community giving back. There's lots of people in our community that really do care, that probably are hearing about what you're doing for the first time. How can they get involved? How can they help you continue the program and grow this program here?
Well, the easiest way is the funding part. We estimate that it costs about $170 per child per summer. So obviously there's the funding part. We also are in need of consistent help during the summer. So we had asked that people would contribute or put aside a certain amount of time per week in order to help us out, because the efficiency goes down when you have just people popping in. We also need people to deliver the meals as well. And we ask that those are pretty consistent people, because we want the kids to get to know the people and to be able to recognize them. I want to put out there that the people that are delivering the lunches do have a background check, because they have direct contact with the children.
Awesome. Sounds like a very well thought out program. So $170, you could basically sponsor a child all summer long. What a great opportunity. Is there a certain day that you pack lunches? Are you packing them daily, or?
Well, last summer, what we did was we met at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we packed them every morning from about 8 to 10. We anticipate a greater amount of lunches to pack for next year, so we will probably have an afternoon shift to prep for the next day, next summer. So there's a lot of opportunity to help.
Very cool. So how do people connect with you? Is it on your website, or do you have a Facebook page?
Yep, you can go on the Lake Orion United Methodist Church website and go under staff, and my picture and my email address and my phone number is on there.
Very cool. Anything else you want to add that we didn't cover?
No, I think that's it.
Listen, Dawn, on behalf of our community, thank you. You are one of the behind-the-scenes heroes that are really doing amazing things for our community. So thank you for what you do. And if you're watching this episode, please consider partnering with Dawn, or Blessings in a Backpack, or Oxford Orion Fish, because these are three amazing organizations doing great things. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me, man, these three amazing visits. You know, I've had this job for 6 years. I've had the pleasure of meeting amazing people, and I'm continually, still to this day, surprised at all the goodness and great things happening in our community. I would encourage you to think about how you might be able to partner with one of these great organizations, especially during this time of the year, the holidays, when they need the most help, with your finances, with your time, or with your talents. So please consider joining one of these great groups, and thanks for all you do, Orion. I'll see you around town.
Thanks, Chris. For more information on Blessings in a Brown Bag and how you can help, visit lakeorionumc.org, or you can call the Director of Family Ministries, Dawn Ames, at 248-693-6201. Thanks for watching this episode of Orion Update. We hope you all have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year.